crazy just looking at it. Combing your hair with your hand gives me feelings I don't understand. Combing your hair with your hand gives me feelings I don't understand. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. Or without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. Or without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. Or without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. Driving me crazy just looking at it. Combing your hair with your hand gives me feelings I don't understand. Combing your hair with your hand gives me feelings I don't understand. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. You do this thing when I'm talking to you, like everything freezes and it's just us two. You do this thing when I'm talking to you, like everything freezes and it's just us two. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. Give it to me like. Or without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. Or without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. Or without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. Driving me crazy just looking at it. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another day of shit show. But hello, Rin. Hope you're having a good times. This screen is the blender. So doing some random things in today's stream here. Had a little bit of an idea of stuff to work on. Oh, the starting stream? Stuff I made in Blender. Or else clipped in GIMP, like that dancing Chad is the same one that's in the corners and stuff, as well as my emote on Twitch. Hello, Scotty. Hello, Trippy. How's it going today? It's going okays. Just working on a few things that I had like some random brainstormings about. And let's see here. So This would be one, and top down view be a 26.5. Alright. Well, the first things I'm working on gonna be coinage. Which is easy enough to do. So get rid of default cube, start off with, where are you at? Circle. Shit, that's in millimeters. I think that's 0.0265. Yeah, 0.265. Had to double check my conversion right there. That makes it teeny tiny. Yeah. So we got that right about. That looks about dead center for now. Well, I don't even really need to dead center it. I just need to make sure I get. So that's diameter, right? Wrong thing. Boop. And I need to. I'm an idiot, I forgot to change that. So scale on Z by 0.00181. That should be actual size. So we just want the edges here. Scale them in on everything but the Z. Bring this monkey all the way in here. Make sure I want to get the top. Mark seam. Okay, we're going to have fun. Alrighty, be safe and take care. Sleep well, eat well, whatever you're going off to do, stream well, taco well. Yes, we put another seam right there. UV unwrap. Alright, that's easy enough. Okay, so this is the bottom. This should be the top. Also, it'd be helpful if I went to shading. Backpack on to do my thing. Wouldn't let me in. He just stood there with a stupid grin. This time I want him crying. I'll do this enough that the just notice how it's flippered. Now the problem comes from the side view. It'll still be black. We don't want that. So select these faces, go into shading, and add another. Can't just use this because I know that might be good still. Metallic. Run away on vacation. Dun, 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 dun. I just wanna run away. What else to say now? I just need to numb the pain. Focus on my insides, so it says I'm alright. Wrap my mind around why all of the fear in waves, vacating in cellophane. Somebody put me away before I break. Hi, Carter. There. I have Twitch muted, so I couldn't hear, but I could tell you were laughing whenever I pasted that. Bah. Just because I'm streaming doesn't mean I can't lurk. I just can't hear most of the time because usually I'm listening to music while I'm streaming. How's the arts right now? Right now I'm just poking around making things. 500 in or a goal Hyaku coin. That's for one thing. Very easy to do, very fast to do, since I knocked that out in maybe like 12 minutes. But I missed the last few matches. Thank you. It's extremely simple. I literally took, well, it's probably easier to see in layout mode. There's it. Took this image here and used that for texturing it. And then I actually have the IRL measurements for the coin, so this thing is literally to scale. You can barely see it because by default Blender's units.
I will not tolerate the forces of evil.
Oh, I'm always willing to try to help out with learning the Blender stuffs. I almost played Core Keeper today, but then I remembered I'm too old for that stuff. Welcome, Raiders. My name is Macaulay. You also call me Mags. I do stuff in Blender. I play video games. I bother people. Welcome. How could I lie? Lie about what? Playing the Core Keeper? I got it downloaded. I just haven't even fired it up yet. I actually downloaded Terraria as well.
I like that game.
Let's see here. I got Bio Prototype downloaded, Bitburner, Core Keeper, Girls Frontline 2, Goblin Cleanup demo, which I'm sort of still waiting for that one to come out. Gunfire Reborn, Hot Wheels Unleashed for the kiddo. Let's see here. Monster Hunter Wilds, Pal World, Payday 3, Phasmophobia, Shoshingo, which is like a Japanese learning game with you take photographs and stuff. Slash It 2, Sniper Elite 3, Terraria, VR Chat, and Wholesome Monster Girl Academy demo, which I'll probably play here on Friday, I'm thinking. But yeah, another day. Oh, also got Dark Tide downloaded. Own a decent chunk of games. 612 on Steam. God knows how many on Xbox because of games with gold. I had that for many years. Shit, I think I started my Xbox account way back on the Xbox, original Xbox, where they put out the Conquer Reloaded. The Conquer the Bad Fur Day release on the original Xbox. I wanted to play the multiplayer to see how it was, but by the time I actually got to playing the game, there's like nobody online, so it was just a bunch of bots essentially. But yeah, lots changed with Terraria. I know that much. Like,
I like that game.
last I remember, I'd beaten every single boss in the game, but like, I'm missing some of the achievements here. Just looking at like a no hobo, whereas you get the guide NPC, well, any NPC it seems, to move in. It's like I had like a whole thing set up for almost every one of the NPCs you can get. Discovering golden chest. Yeah, okay storage. My regular hard drive is 2 terabytes and my SSD is 1 terabyte. SSD I actually picked up from Walmart. Yeah, it's like if your PC doesn't have, or even a laptop doesn't have an SSD in it, you could potentially put one in, and the 1 terabyte from Walmart just cost me I think it's $50. And most of my games I keep on the SSD drive. Most of my space is taken up by either work stuff, CAD files, Blender files that I use for work stuff, a bunch of other crap. And just Blender stuff in general. Yeah, they are getting cheaper. It's like GPUs are still garbage pricing, and it doesn't help that most of them could be good, but the software that they put out for them sucks so bad. Like I think you guys know JP the Adventurer. He had to roll back his driver to like 3 or 4 iterations back. Well, I started my PC gaming back whenever you could get a top-of-the-line graphics card for only like $350. So, much has changed over the years. But this PC, I think I put together for about 800 maybe. And then upgraded it here or there. I don't know, Nariko. How's the Wua and ZZZ and Taco Bell been? And say hello to Mochi for me. Yeah, that's a Joe emote. Taco Bell. Roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads. But yeah, so as I was saying, in Blender, it starts off by default in metric with meters, kilometers, etc. But you can set it to imperial. So if you got a blueprint like this one here, where it's obviously in imperial with inches, you could switch over to imperial, and then all these values over here would be in inches and feet, or you can set it to feet if you want. Yeah. Well, by default, that's how it is, because if I would port this over to Unreal Engine, that's actually in centimeters. Now, I'm sure there's probably a way to change the unit scale, unit sizing. Well, the units in Unreal Engine, but I just don't want to learn that right now. So, if I remember right, whenever I imported the Unreal Engine's mannequin into this, it is about 5'10", 5'10" in regular height. If I were to bring that in right now, this coin would literally be the exact same size that it would be in real life if you had it in your hand. So that's why I kept it in metric for this part, at least. And whenever you're doing anything in Blender, if you want to not have to worry about rescaling everything or making sure your scale or whatever's not messed up, do your work in edit mode, which if you have a normal keyboard, you just hit tab to go between object mode and edit mode, which you see up there. Because then you still move stuff around in object mode, but then you see in the upper right hand corner the location changes. That could mess with things whenever you go to like import it, export it. Some of the modifiers like mirror run off of like where it's located in the world and stuff. So there's like a lot of stuff that you learn about Blender. And actually save real quick. As I was telling you guys earlier, there's a little 2D animation thing in here. Well, 2D thing that you can do in here. And it works about like how you'd expect. You go through, and each time you put new strokes on it, it will add a keyframe. Then if I drop the length down to 68, so you like sort of do this almost like the old school animating style with pen and paper, and do it frame by frame, or else you can. I haven't learned too in depth about it. Like I know there's ways that you can essentially like make a character and stuff, and give him a little curly hair, then some antlers, I guess, like some nerd. But I know there's a way like take this character and then use it for where you could layer another part as the arms and so on and so forth. But I haven't learned too much about 2D animating because I want to do like mainly 3D stuff. The doodle of all time, yes, indeed. For me, most all my stuff is 3D. Like, pardon the kitty cat though in the background. This might take a little bit. Oh no, it loaded up pretty quickly. Good, good, good. One of the things I've been working on is, well, this new thing that I made, the boosh. It's got like the nano machine sort of build up. I need to work on the face more. I want to actually get my beard in there. Alright, we got first ad break coming up here, so with you just getting done with stream, Carter, you probably want to stretch your legs, go to the bathroom again, maybe, all those other good things. Also, I'm actually just going to make it a 3-minute ad so people don't get hit with friggin' ads when they first come in. So I'm going to start that here, and oh wait, it's not saying that I recently ran an ad. Maybe the ad actually did go through. Tacos? Was me. Yeah, spin your fingers. Alright, welcome back. So what was the sickening stuffs there? Ah, alright. This is just, I have to click on the mask. This setup. This is, well, these right here are the textures that I'm using for the mask itself. And that combines into a mix color node right there. That comes from this stuff over here for the gradient, the noise in there, and then the normal to make it look like it's actually got some sort of slope to it whenever it's coming across, which plugs into the normal from the textures there. And then this right here goes into the alpha. So even though it's not viewable. You can still see that outline there. That's still the mesh. But the thing with taking stuff from a 3D program like Blender and trying to throw it into, say, like Unity for turning into a VRM for VC face or VR chat, they don't have all these other nodes in stuff like Unity or Unreal Engine usually. All this I'd have to rebuild in the said programs to actually get it to work out, which sucks. Hey, Ika. I know you too. It's been a while since I saw you two. Actually, I was watching somebody play Risk of Rain the other day, and I was like, ah, I remember Ika getting me into this game. But yeah, it's like these nodes right here, the texture mount nodes, those would transfer just fine over to Unity and Unreal. So my whole mask would be there fine. Just the rest of it, I'd have to figure a way to get it to actually work in Unity first. Which sucks ass. I wish I could just transfer this over to Unity or Unreal and it'd work the exact same way, but it doesn't. It's also part of like why the clothing I have is sort of fairly basic. It's like this is one of the things that I sort of hate about doing stuff in Blender. It's like, yeah, I can get some of these really neat effects, but is it going to work whenever I put it into Unity to turn it into a VRM? Which, for a lot of instances, like, this is the exact same model that you guys are seeing move around the lower left or lower right corner. But hey, surprise, surprise, I can't see through the hair from this angle. So, it's just a matter of Unity doesn't do double-sided materials by default. So that's where it gets screwed up. The way a lot of models make up for that is like going to the hair view. Yeah, the scuff do be real indeed. Oh, these are still curves. So I want to just change one of them so I can give an example. Come on, you can get it. There we go. So we'll check this one out. So right now this is just a curve. Convert to mesh would be the first thing you do, but then you see you got all this extra topology here. I think this is actually the lowest I could get it before. Let's see, 4? Yeah. Because if you start dropping this down too much, it looks like a blocky mess. So 4 is usually the lowest you can take it and still keep a sort of okay look to it. But what I did for the model to drop the overall poly count, again, this is back to curves, so if I convert it to mesh, I just did it. There we go. Convert to mesh, and this is okay, and a lot of the 3D models out there that look like the Animu will have hair like this, where it's sort of like it's all in quads, fairly decent spacing on everything, but this would probably be unwrapped down the sides so that this side could be painted on, and maybe a little bit on the back, since you'd see it behind the neck. But because it's done with a curve, this part would be inside the head, so it doesn't matter that there's no cap to it. But on the bottom here, face orientation, any of these red areas would basically make it so that it's how it is with my hair right now, where you're seeing through it. The reason why it's like that, like you see how it's all gray, where you're looking at it like this would be a dead-on look at it right now that you guys are seeing. To cut down on poly count, I got rid of a lot of these inside faces, and it looked fine in Blender. Then it's like switch it over to Unity to turn into VRM. It's like, no, we don't know how to do this. It's too complicated. Go to Unreal Engine, it works perfectly fine. So it's part of why I'd like to get away from using VC face, because just being able to use Unreal Engine as a virtual studio would be cool. Plus, some of the things that could be done from that would be also neato, like Twitch integration. Other than that, I've done... This is actually the studio here. This is what I use for a lot of my updated banners and stuff. VNian, both pretty solid programs, but one can eat your resources depending on what plugins you have. It's still, you need a VRM. That'd be the issue there. Biggest thing is like the root of the issues would be Unity, which is used for the most part for converting FBX files, which is what my model would be, into a VRM file, which could be read by VCFace, Wordo, VNian. What is this other one? There's another one that I was told about recently that was a good bit. Never get a chance to use it. Alright. But I'm guessing you use VCFace right now. Big reason why I don't like Wordo is the poster boy for it looks like a fuck boy, so no. I'm petty like that. But literally, if I could get this... No, I'm not even actually showing the full scene. There's Unity collisions. Kitchen. Bam. Yep, that's the Unreal Engine one. Here's something fun I could show. So if I go with just my model, no one. Why is that there? Mask, rig. Then we'll get all these. And ooh, I ended up on hiding a bunch of stuff. So, H. This isn't working right. I could probably just find... Oh, also I collab with The Dragon's Treasure, which is what that little teapot is in the lower left corner. He sells tea, coffee, soap, a bunch of other things. This is actually what my model looks like, minus the hair, without the mask on. This is me testing out the effect, trying to get it to work, coming on. So this by itself, this what's on screen right now in the VC phase. This is about 11,000 tries. But if I go over to here, I'll actually drop that down so things load faster. Where are you at? No, okay, why are those not loading in here properly? A pen. Things got a little messy with the thing, much larger. No problem at all, JP. So, this is the Unreal Engine mannequin. Let's scale this down. This jumps it all the way up to 18,000. Not 18,000. So those hidden. Either two. Yeah, so just by itself, my model is about 11,000 tries. With the Unreal Manny is 87,000 tries. So it's a big difference. And if you go into edit mode, you can see it's very dense compared to mine, but it's got like full range of motion, full animations too, all this other stuff. Art has been good. Boop. And no problem at all with the message, JP. Actually need to check this and see. It did. No problem. Actually, was talking about how you had to roll back your stuffs before. But yeah, this mannequin compared to my mesh, much easier to see all the verts and stuff on it. Hey, I do things. One thing I need to try out here though is this has the UV map on it. No. Which one has the... There it is. Scalp with a particle. So this particle system is like one thing I could do is go in here, because essentially my model I would like to eventually just look like sort of like how I am in real life. This is my actual height. At least the one that got ported into Unity was 6 foot. I can easily tell if I come in here, bring in a cube, and 2 meters. What the hell is 6 foot in meters? 1.8288. So actually this model's a little bit taller than it should be. Oh well. By default, the default cube is 2 meters, so a little over 6 feet tall. Actually, if we switch to Imperial, yeah, 6.56 all around. So if I were to port this into Unity and then switch it over to something like VR chat, it would be a tall damn model. But I don't really intend to use it for that. Oh, let's see, you're going up. That 1, 2, about 13 feet tall. And the bottom of the boots come through a little bit at the bottom. But it's just the way it is. Yeah, it do be pretty tall. So I'd have to like scale this all down. But don't really feel like doing that at the moment. Plus, like I said, I don't really intend to use this for stuff like VR chat. I want to use it more so for Unreal Engine, so I need to still do things like if I wanted to make this actual character, I'd want to do a walk cycle, a run cycle. I think there's something that you need to do, like strafe left, strafe right, and then it like can figure out the in-betweens, crouching, jumping, and landing. Is a couple things that I have to like animate out if I wanted to actually, well, animate in Blender and then transport over to, export over to Unreal Engine. There used to be a add-on that pipelined this stuff over.
1, 5 days.
But I don't think Epic's been keeping up with it. I haven't checked it in a while. I think it's been like a year or so since I checked it. So they might have done it, especially with 5.6 just coming out for Unreal Engine, which I still need to poke around in. I downloaded the damn thing, but I haven't poked around in it that much. But yeah, in comparison is very stark difference. I forget why the hell I had collision on the shirt. Doesn't have any cloth on it. Well, cloth physics doesn't. Nope, no cloth physics on it. This doesn't have it. But as I was saying, is like my hair is well, it's a little bit longer now, but I think my real life hair comes down to about here. But one thing is, like, reason why I didn't have a bottom to the mask this time is I wanted to try to get my beard in there, which I have currently anyway. So I'd probably want to like get from about here get this area here and I would just go along the jawline and duplicate these and add to it. This is what I was talking about, stupid Twitch and its dumb bullshit ads and fucking everything up of late. Gonna be 3-minute ads, so we hopefully get rid of this shit for a while. So 3, 2, 1. So I hope everybody's having a good day, night, whatever time you might be watching this, over on the YouTubes or the Kick. Alright, I'm guessing everybody's back from ads. Where is it? There we go, there's classics. Okay, so the way we do this is we duplicate that, hit P, selection, try to select that, rename it to beard just to make it easier. Actually want to Alt S to scale on the normals and bring it under the skin some. Then go back to object mode, particle system, hair. My beard is not that long, sadly. Let's cut that down some. Funny angle, yeah. POV uppercut incoming. Cut that down a little bit. Interpolate. Groom mode a little. Start doing it how I keep it, or try to keep my beard. Problem is, of course, it's going to be coming through the model some. Don't want that, obviously. Go for the full Fu Manchu if you want to. That's okay. So this would be, yeah, same color as this mesh itself, which we want to change to. I got one for hair, yeah, particle hair. Actually, there's something I want to check real fast. They actually have a specific one for hair, and I've never actually used it. It's also nice that it started off with the same color. Concentration blow to get the most realistic looking hair. Different types of hair online. I need to learn more about this node. This is a sort of, sort of kind of newer hair node for the shaders. Actually, it looks a bit nicer, actually. I go to not geo nodes, composite, and we throw a viewer in there, so you guys will see what the hell I have. See, like right here. Didn't mean to do that, damn it. This looks much better than what previously was there. I just need to remember which one was the fucking key for Alt V, yeah, V and Alt V. That looks like way more realistic hair. And this is what I'd love to have in Unity well, for my VC face model, but Unity just doesn't support that. Unreal does. It can't even be like, us, you know, because we don't have the same information that these 3D modeling programs have. This is a free fucking 3D modeling program. Anybody can download it. Like, I would much rather have this for hair instead of what I have right now. The problem is, of course, my beard isn't showing right now, so that's like one big problem there. And this uses the same material. Well, probably because I'm in object mode, well, edit mode. So we got that. That's what the. I forget how the hell to refresh it. There we go. And it's like very basic of how my beard is in real life. A little bit more worn, I would say. And it's definitely not all brown. I would have to essentially, the one way to do this is why am I jumping through everything? So if I isolated this, I UV unwrapped this, then put in a image texture, I could literally just paint on here where the gray is in my beard, and same for the side, like my hair has a little bit of gray in it too. I would be able to put that in there just by painting what it came from. And of course there's a few other things that you can do with the hair, like doesn't look as good in Don't worry. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has mistakes. I don't know, it does the sort of white streaks there. It's oddness. I don't mind it too much though. It's like this is just the shading, the viewport shading, then this like the actual render view, or what it should like render out to. But one thing that makes me really like this sort of stuff is whenever I put it into Unreal Engine, it's got its own physics engines to it and stuff. So after I can get it in there and actually working, so it doesn't just all down onto the scalp, because hair usually doesn't do that in real life. And actually that keeps some of its bounce and stuff. I would just have to add colliders to the head and neck area and this, like my back, to make sure that it doesn't just clip through my back. But then I can also add, like in Unity, if you have hand tracking and stuff for VC face, you can set colliders on your hands, and even go as far as like setting colliders on just individual fingers and stuff too, and be able to like reach up and brush your hand through the hair that's like got spring bones on it, in Unity. But this, if I put same sort of colliders in Unreal Engine, like I could get individual strands like going. But of course, like beards aren't the same. Not texture. Don't sort of have like the same flexibility as hair. So, yeah. I would definitely have to change the stiffness and other things. Not like in here, it could probably come in and this B-spline look. I could probably go back to this view. Suit long hair well. I should probably have that on this back one. Before I forget, I'm going to actually apply that. There you go, long hair. Wow, that really gets poofy, doesn't it? But for something like down here, sometimes it can be a pain in the ass to get what you're going for, and that's why I try to name the things as I'm going along. Also, I hate that Mix It Up doesn't have Kick on it. Yes, I am streaming on Kick as well now. With the recent lawsuit coming out against Twitch, God knows what the hell's gonna happen with that. Clump. No, I don't need that much. Rendering's making it go too slow.
Since you made that game worthless, all other copies of the game are now worth more. So, congratulations, I guess. You mastered the art of game collecting. Now go and rest. Hold up better.
Hey, Coco. Welcome, Raiders. My name is Magali. Just call me Mags. I do stuff in Blender. I play video games. How you doing? Hey, Weber. Everything go with the woo-wah. Yeah, to make sure it's DC at the end there. Don't want to mess that up. No problem. Press buttons and some of the red door or something. Yeah. I'll be there. It'll be okay. Just messing with stuffs. Been working on a bit of an idea that I have. Well, started working on a bit of an idea I have. Which case I need to make a coin, at least for it. So made one coin and then started talking about, and I got rated by Carter is here, and started talking about Blender stuffs. There, give them a shout out too. And now I'm just like messing with my own model, which I didn't really intend to do today, but I figured why not. Take it out at 0. Clump curve. That's one side, that's the other. That's okay-ish. Meow. Yeah, a little bit. Breaks up the uniformity a little bit, but maybe a little bit too much. The great big bushy beard. Actually, that'd probably be a little bit closer to how mine actually is. Let's just look rendered out. Not too bad, actually. I was wondering why the hell it's got these random ass white stripes in there. Gotta be something with the emitter itself I need to look into. Maybe it's because I've got a seam marked on it. Right there. Control E, clear seam, clear sharp. Yeah, it seemed to have gotten rid of it. Hey, Bab, how you doing? Welcome readers, my name is McGonagall, you call me Mags. I do stuff in Blender, I play video games, I am old. Welcome. Everything's not unhiding. That's no bueno. Ah, damn it. That's because I had it isolated. That's why. And a bunch of stuff's showing that shouldn't be showing. Alright, time. Hide sculpt. Hide these things. Reference images. Hide that for the time being too. Hide those. How goes it? It goes okays. Trying to figure out why my beard is getting the white streaks in there. Also, here's something that I worked on. Let's see how it renders. Maybe it's just in the... I don't know, it's still getting in the render too.
Look, it's the same thing on the song now.
Yep, it's Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
But how everything go with the music makes. finish up the song you're working on, or are you still poking about with that? If we go compositing, that's what it looks like if I were to actually render out the image right now. It's like I really wish the particle system worked with Unity. Publish the next one. Alright. Well, hey, slow but steady, eh? Another thing that this one doesn't have that one of my other models has, because I've got a few. What are you doing down here, Steve? Which one are you with? No, the VRM copy. Okay. I don't really need to see these. Yeah, that's the meta rig. It's global. My tower is pure. So we got a spotlight there. Well, point light there. Sun there. This is the one that's on screen right now, essentially. The one I've been working on that also I used for some of my emotes and stuff. Which I'm gonna have to redo the beard stuff for anyway. Is this one, which still has the hair like what's in the lower right corner, but this one obviously has the code on that my dance emote has. One of the big problems with my color scheme is thanks to anything in night mode makes it's harder for people to see it. But that's the way it be, I guess. But this one, I don't think I even have. Yeah, this one I just had here for being able to animate this. But I need to still work on the face more. I need to redo the eyes. Eyes are one thing. Come on, let me click through. Because even though you don't see the mask, it's still there. But the eyes, they're okay. Actually, one thing I want to try bringing in. Got to drop it down to just the regular stuff here first. Try that. What's going on, potato? Ooh. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Interesting. Hello, Mango Mash. Welcome to the stream. Hey, potato. How's Blender treating? It's treating me okay. Love my 3D one. Thank you very much, Mango. Made it myself. Third version of my model stuffs. First version was so high poly that I just ended up using rendered out images for PNG and used reactive PNG for that for a while. Second one was good enough that I could actually start using VC face, and this third one here pushing the poly count as low as I could without messing up. Probably good enough for using on a mobile game. So I'm pretty happy with that. But my next big step is trying to get stuff going with come on. Trying to get stuff going with Unreal Engine. Is that? Does not seem to want to be cooperating right now. Anything else is not coming in properly. No, I'm bringing here. Not working here. But I'd give this a save real fast. There you go. This might take a little bit. I don't know. This is what I'd like to use for my eye. And this was done with geometry nodes. Like this way is sort of a bit blah. But let's take world down to black. I'm trying to remember how I'd seen. I'll just bring a simple. Yeah, it's a little bit better. This is the type of eyeball I'd like to use. And if it's not on that one, I think. Bake. I could bake that. If I go into geometry nodes here, though, you can see all the fun that went into making this. Actually, if I unparent this. So this took me a couple of hours to make, if you can't tell. Got the big old dilated kitty pupils.
This.
But I need to figure out how to bake this all out properly. So all I want to do is go to the. Let me switch this over. Where are you at? Shader. Don't need that. And come in here and change the eye color to pretty much wherever the hell I want. Looks much better than rendered. I mean, you see, like, all of these are technically curves. Where does that be? All the way up here in the upper right hand corner, if I remember right. Yep. So 2,000 curves in a very compacted area. That's why it's so like choppy and stuff, because I'm streaming to 3 platforms, running VC Face, running Chrome, running Steam, running Discord, mix it up, all this other crap. I'm surprised my computer hasn't caught on fire yet. But yeah, all this for some fun times. I think that would be pretty neato eyeball. It's like the two biggest things I'm constantly like researching and trying to get better at is eyes and texturing. Eyes are the like one of the big things, and then texturing like clothing and skin and other stuff. So like whenever I pulled up the Girls Frontline models that I downloaded from Sunborn's website for Girls Frontline 2, looking over those like actual study sort of thing for me. Seeing how they did the topology, how they decided to texture this and how they textured that, and where they possibly put in seams for how they did the texturing and all this other stuff. So like a lot of it's useful information that could be applied to VTubing stuff. So yeah, it's sort of like that. My eyes in real life are more like a brownish color. Clicked the wrong area. Oh, we want this to be darker. This to be a smidge lighter. That darn reflective coat. It's a little bit better. go back to the iris again. Sort of funny that I kicked back from blue for some reason. Anything else? That's for the alpha. Alpha's making the background like that, okay. All you bullets, so is a principal BSDF along with a mixed shader from a transparent and a glossy, mixing into another mixed shader which has the factor controlled by the whites and the sclera and all that stuff. A lot of things go into making these things work. Whilst 2D artists have their struggles, 3D definitely have theirs as well. Speaking of which, hello Hadal, how has the drawings been going for you? Tired? I feels that. I'm so damn happy that today was the last day of school, so don't have to keep worrying about specific times to get up to do kiddos home schooling and homeroom check-in. Then afterwards, usually right to work, and then once I get done with doing about 7 to 8 hours, I shut down that shit and take a moment to breathe, and then I'll stream if I'm not exhausted. School year done. Devil be in the details, oh yes indeed. These are the details I'm working with. Geometry nodes, yay! It seems there's also a way to do the mask effect I was showing before for like the nanotech, sort of like how Iron Man's suit is in 3, I think it is. Or else it might be an Endgame, has the nanotech to it. No, not Endgame, it's before Endgame, I think. Infinity Wars? I'm trying to remember the name of the one before that. But basically it's the same effect. But that could be done with geometry nodes, which can make it look much better. But shaders are obviously much easier on the computer. That is one thing I have noticed. Like I like the shit you can pull off with geometry nodes. But the power it sucks up just blows. Like here, got this whole setup. So you got that happening. And it's like, oh, that looks like a firework. That's because it is. It was kaboom. All the pretty fireworks. And this is like multiple parts. There's a launcher, and then there's the shells for it, and all this other stuff. Like the launcher by itself is just this. Then the shell for wherever it's going up is, and first explodes is this. And then the follow-up is this. And the way this stuff is set up is like I got a decent bit of outputs I can mess with in the geometry node modifier itself instead of having to come back here all the time. But I forget the name of the fellow that I followed along with his stuff for making this thing. It was like a 10 or 13 part video. But with this, if I remember, I just take what's being used for shell 1, or it might be for this shell, and I just change what the mesh is, which is just this, and it would turn it into whatever that is. So it's like, this could be used for making fireworks that are shaped like certain people, or if somebody had like, well, if I made a chibi character or something, I could use that. But it's got to be a 3D model replacing it. It can't be like a PNG or something. Got that. Then we got our potato here. Looks much better in rendered view. I hate that I have to have this part down here just to make Unity stop going schizo whenever I try to import the model. Because without this down here, even though it's a transparent mesh, if that wasn't there, the left leg and all of these bones down here were pairing with the hand. And then bones going down, and I think one time it paired with the index finger, and the other time it paired with the thumb. Then for whatever reason the right leg wasn't doing the same thing to the other hand, it's just the left leg. And then I tried just doing, okay, I'll just give it legs so it shuts the fuck up. Well, after that it decided to do the same for the spine and well, the hip and spine bones. God damn it, can't win for losing. But this is real sentient potato. Made it up for him. Still working things out here there. One thing I found out about, this came from VR chat forum, so I'm not sure how well it'll work with VC Face or else what he uses, because he used Unity, so what the hell was that? I bookmarked it, but I just don't want to look it up right now. But he uses something else for Linux. But it turns out whenever you're making a model that doesn't have the typical 5 fingers, the thumb and the index, ring, middle, pinky, a lot of people will, for VR chat at least, leave the pinky out, and then they do the index, middle, and ring. But surprisingly, even though there's no bones for the arm here, it wasn't messing up in Unity whenever I ported it over. But one problem that we had with the thing that Real Sentient Potato used, his program was still rendering the legs. I guess it was something with transparency or something. Why does it look like it's red? Sorry, this is just sort of bothering me here. This can go out of being in front. What the hell is causing that? overlapping with the teeth. Yes, okay, that's what the hell it is. It's not super noticeable, but it's something that annoys me. But this one, I think I did a decent job with the shape keys. E. Right blink, left blink. Oh, another thing that was giving us issues is this part right here. The shading over his eyes. Actually got a basic. Those were very, very basic, but hey, Buckus. Ooh, Wukong. Good game. But yeah, like this one thing that like gives me gripes about different OSs. I wish, because it seems VT face doesn't work on regular Linux, but if you use Wine, it might work. It doesn't mean it's going to work. It might work, which I hate shit like that. I mean, it's a free program, so you can't gripe too much about the program itself. It's just the differences in operating systems and stuff. It's like, okay, you know, what the hell do we have to do now to actually make something work on this operating system or that operating system? It's a bit frustrating, you know? Well, that's sentient potatoes model there. Eye geometry, Then what I was working on, so that's the coin, which is teeny tiny. 500 yen coin, works just fine. So there's that done. Another thing I want to do is something similar to this. Then one other thing is gonna need shelves. Thanks, Potato. I do try to explain things while I'm going about stuff. Also having fun. Trying to make it digestible, I guess. The idea I have, I'm gonna potentially make a short animation that stems from, like, those that don't know, I recently was trying to get some property to start a farm. And the one guy I was talking to was on the fence about selling his property, though he does fucking nothing with it. And he got the property from his parents. It's zoned for agriculture, so their neighbor still plows the field and also plants on it because he let him do it, and he gets a portion of the money from him. But he took his parents' house and some of that property and then sold it to somebody else. And then the property that he still owns, he has his bum nephew living on the damn property, probably not paying any rent, maybe just paying his utilities, and that's it. And then this farm being used by his neighbor, which actually using the land for, well, farmland that his neighbor's actually using, since he doesn't go out and do it himself. And he's just on the fence about selling it. So I'm like, fuck this. I started looking at other places around. Other places, like, they would be good if I were going for a bigger operation, but I do not need 30 acres. 10 acres would be enough for what I'd like to do. So it's like a closest place that I could find was like 31 or 32 acres, and they wanted almost $500,000 for it. The house that was on property looked okay, but you could tell that some of it still needed work. Well, still needs work. So, yeah, it's I don't make enough with the job I have right now to be able to pay on the home loan to get that place and utilities, and hope that the following year I'd have enough shit together to actually plant and harvest as soon as I can, especially if the weather's going to be as stupid as it was this fucking year, where a lot of the crops I was looking at starting to grow would have been great to normally plant like mid-March to early April and have a harvest by now. And as if the weather didn't act completely fucking insane like it has been this year. Where one day it'd be 70 degrees out and the next day it'd be down like 40 something. Yeah, so essentially it's like, I said fuck it with trying to find property because people were asking for way too much. I started looking at just houses in the area and found a place that was surprisingly like 35,000. Like, okay, what's wrong with this? So I started looking through the images and stuff of the house. Just looking at the images, you could tell, like, okay, this place is going to take some work to clean up the inside, clean up the outside. A little bit of elbow grease won't kill me. But the biggest red flag for not buying the place was whenever I talked to the realtor, the owners won't turn on the utilities to have anything tested before selling it, and they want cash straight up. And like, well, I asked her, has it even been tested before they decided to start acting retarded? She's like, no. And she'd probably tell how dumbfounded and disappointed I was in humanity at that moment, because we were both silent for a good 30 seconds before I was like, okay, well, you have my number. If the owners pull their head out of their ass and let us, bother to turn on the utilities to have stuff tested before selling it, you can give me a call back. Because I don't mind cleaning up the insides and fixing the outsides, because I've got the experience from working at construction and other shit to be able to, I could rewire the entire damn house, drywall, do the roof, do the siding, all the other shit. I could do that just fine by myself. Not buying a place that, if I get the electricity turns on, it fucking goes up like a matchbox. It's just annoys me to no end that people like that owns houses and property all across America. Some of them don't even fucking speak English. So it's like, it's infuriating. And it's like, and with the farming stuff, like that all would just be on me. Thankfully, I've got decentish credit to be able to get the loan, but the FSA and the USDA loans that are out there, first and foremost, you have to have at least a year's experience from what they told me. But then there's a whole category of loans that are only for women, only for Indians, only for minorities. There's like, well, what about the majority? Like, if the rest of them don't want to fucking do the job, at least provide support for the people that want to do the job. It's very frustrating. Like, all I want to do is just start up a farm grow beans, potatoes, cabbage, and carrots. And whenever I told the guy that I was talking to about, I was like, what I wanted to grow, I was like, oh, corn's what's in. I looked at him and I was like, I don't care what's in. What I want to grow is what I'm going to grow. It's like, yeah, corn will give me a bunch of money, but if that falls through like any other crop, what does it matter? It's not even big because of making ethanol or anything. It just, this is what gets you the most money. Like, well, fucking, I want to actually have a normal farm, not just yet another cornfield that you could find just driving 5 minutes out of town here. For the herbs and all sorts of vegetables. Yeah, well, that's part of why I started looking at like housing and stuff, especially with the weather this year. I was like, well, outside doesn't seem like a good idea. Inside, though, almost always controlled temperatures. So I've been actually working on that in my little rinky-dink 2-bedroom apartment with my kiddo here, who helps me water them every day. We got some bean sprouts and we've got some carrot sprouts going. Got a couple more weeks left on the beans until they should be ready to harvest. Then we've got like a month or so left on the carrots. And I've even looked into, some might have seen like my post on Twitter about how there's some farmers complaining about how it's like $17,000 a year for seeds alone. Like, you didn't learn where the seeds come from? You can't just grow a single crop that's just for giving you seeds? Does it have to be these specific seeds that you use every year? It's like, how did people with millions of dollars in acreage fucking too stupid to know something so simple? Got ads starting up here, so I'll get off my soapbox for a bit. So we want to make this. I'm trying to think. Plain. Did ads actually happen or no? God, I fucking hate Twitch sometimes. There we go. Oh yeah, I want to check the, while we're on ads, check. Six, I want to go up. So if we wanted to make this make it 4.5 inches high. So about 3 feet up. 0.94 side of 9145. So that's about the height we want to go for. And welcome back from ads, everybody's. So it seems a checkout counter is usually about 3 feet tall. Should just go to Walmart and with a measuring tape and measure how high up the checkout counters are. Good job for me. So everybody. Yeah, now I don't really want. A bit of counter space there. I'll actually just get rid of these. The faces.
If your boat capsizes and you lose your paddle, first of all, don't panic. Once in the water, immediately try to retrieve the spare paddle that is secured. Carefully assemble its parts, taking your time, and then slightly turn your torso and paddle sharply to the right. This will return the boat to its normal. To do it.
Look going inwards.
I just want to tell you guys whether he looks
If he switches to his knife, you're gonna get spatula. If he comes back with a baseball bat, wait for it, and if someone pulls a fire, stop the train loose report. Do you find a junker that's wrote on the train tracks? This is gonna completely block the train. Now when the train runs into it, it's gonna glitch out just like this. There's also the H structure that comes out of the junker. This is how to do the new stop the train loose report.
Seems like it's like bowing out. Well, that'd pretty much be where I'd want it.
Granny work her magic.
I don't get it. Out of my way. I got this.
What are we gonna do? How are we gonna open it?
Think outside the box. Smoke it out.
That's gonna be a good night. It's gonna be a good night. Night's gonna be a good night. Do-do. Oh yeah.
14 plus plus. We made something.
So,
Some underrated mom names. Tracy and Nancy.
why is this messing down here?
Go. Joanne, you're out too. Valerie, why are you still watching? Time to leave. If you're still in the challenge, like the video, so I know you're still playing. Now for the cool mom names.
Damn it.
Holly and Tara, your time is up. Renee, and if your mom's
There we go. Boop,
sorry,
boop.
but you're out too. Send this to someone whose mom might actually be on this list. And to wrap things up, let's say goodbye to Rhonda, Anita, and Melanie. There's one more name left. Comment your mom's name below so I know if you made it. Finally,
Proof why you never judge anyone based off looks. Because after this older arm wrestler was extremely aggressive towards his younger opponent, even ignoring the ref multiple times.
That's why those weren't even
He's about to learn a valuable
part of it.
Arm wrestling, but a state champion.
Grab the pay. Push right up. You got one more.
And after multiple bits of struggle being, he finally cooperated with the position where all of this about to come
Still
back.
doing this shit. I always forget what the hotkeys are to fix this issue too.
When their world isn't safe, they need someone to notice. If you suspect child wrestling in any way, report it. Your call can change their
Fucking SQL. Don't want it there.
You'll remember that Mario is required to unlock Luigi as well as unlock from like 1,000. But what is known?
Make sure to get rid of any extras. Okay, so we got that at least. We might just put a top on top of it. Just hate whenever it does that. Should have gone out. Or what at scale on normals? Basically, this is going to be like a countertop. Then I'll have a cash register like right here. Little checkout thing. Little door. Little swingy door, but then a door that leads back into the back of the building. Well, back area. Looks like we're gonna have to make that a separate piece. Another thing that's always good to check is base orientation, which of course is inside out for whatever damn reason. Shift N fixes that issue. Then we'll put a countertop on top of this. It's gonna be sort of like a something you sort of picture as like a mom and pop sort of store. But for now, I'll probably call that a night since it's been about 2 hours and it's just past midnight. Read message. Alright, so for those who are subscribed, we've got the first message. For those that aren't subscribed, you can use the second message. You use your own emotes, somebody else's emotes, any global emotes, I don't care, just have fun with it. I want to say thank you again to Carter is here, Cocoa Fruit, Big Finger and Baljeet for the raid tonight. Anybody that's looking to support the channel through getting something, got the collab with the Dragon's Treasure. If you use code Megalian in capital letters, you can get 10% off anything you want. On the site, they sell tea, soap, coffee, and other things. And then, what else to say? Thank you to Rin, Scotty, Trippy, Kaz, Nautico, Ika, JP, Demi Titan, Wyvern, Hadal, Bacchus, and Anu, all for stopping in, saying hellos. Tonight, actually, I want to start of a new month, so I want to raid somebody new. I'm going to raid. Raid this loneliest. She is currently playing Stellar Blade, and seems to be enjoying the game, as she's been doing it for a couple days now. But thank you all very much. I'll try to get my ass back on schedule, especially since school year's ended now. So Friday, maybe more Blender stuff. Until then, you guys take care, be safe, tacos and burritos.